welcome back to my channel. For today's episode, I am going to show you how to transform this dress into a cute and stylish dress. So if you want to learn how, keep on watching. So I found this dress at the thrift store for like $4 and I absolutely love the print. This dress is in size 6, but the quality of the fabric was really good. It was originally from Spring Creek and I know that brand is a little expensive. So I went ahead and bought it even though it is very big. So my plan is I will removing the collars because I absolutely hate it. It's so big. And I'm just going to remove that and I will transform the neckline into a V neckline. And then I'm just going to seam rip everything because this dress needs to be taken on the sides. So that's what I've been doing. I am going to be removing the zipper, the lining, and I'm going to separate the bodice and the skirt. Right after I seam rip everything, I'm going to be taking out the skirt lining. I won't be needing it because I don't like lining because it just add bulkiness to the skirt. I'd rather wear my own slip under a dress or a skirt. So I'm just going to be taking that out, and plus this fabric is actually medium weight, so I don't need that extra coverage. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut along the side seams. I have three pieces here, two for the front and one for the back bodice. I'm also going to seam rip one side seam of the skirt. This skirt has a pocket. I will removing the pocket because I'm going to be shortening the bodice, so it's just not going to align properly if I keep the pocket. To change the neckline, I simply fold it like this. Then I am going to mark it just like this. I'm going to trace a line to form a V, and then I'm going to be adding a 1/4 inch allowance, and I will do the same thing on the other panel. And then I'm going to trim about 1 inch off of the center of the fabric or on the edge of the fabric, and I will be using that as my template because the bodice is really big. That's why I had to trim extra 1 inch on both sides. Time to finish the neckline. I will be turning it wrong side out, and I'm going to pin it from here all the way down. I will repeat the same steps onto the other panel. And then I'm going to sew it closed. I'm doing about 1/4 of an inch. Turn it right side out and I'm going to give it a good press. Right after that, I am going to pin these two panels together. I'm overlapping one piece onto the other one because I am planning to add buttons. So I wanted to overlap about 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to sew it on the bottom. So when I work with it, it is one piece. It's going to be a lot easier than working with two pieces. Now I am going to shorten the bodice. As you can see, I just trim off about 1/2 inch on both shoulders. And then I'm going to be using the front bodice as my pattern when I cut out the back bodice. So when I cut out the shoulders, I didn't add extra allowance because the pattern or the front bodice has allowances already. And I made a mistake here when I was trimming the back neckline. I didn't add enough allowance, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Luckily, I have this black ribbon that I'm going to be sewing on the neckline or the back neckline. I literally only need 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to pin it on the edge of the neckline, actually pinning it on the right side of the fabric. And then I'm just going to sew along the edge. Then I am going to fold it over on the wrong side of the fabric, and then I will top stitch it so it lays flat. After I top stitch it, I am going to be trimming off the excess ribbon. Now I can sew the front and back bodices together. I'm going to pin it on the shoulder seams and the side seam. Only, and then I'm just going to sew it here so it's much easier for me to attach the skirt. So when I pinned the skirt onto the bodice, I actually started right at the center of the skirt, right here, and then just work my way out. And then I am going to sew it all the way around. As you can see, there is an excess fabric on the edge of the skirt. That's okay because I'm going to be trimming that off later on when I finish the side seams. I forgot to mention when I sew this side seam, I actually did a basting stitch because I know this is where the zipper is going to be. So now I am going to seam rip it so I can install the zipper. I'm going to trim off the excess fabric on this side. I will do the same onto the other side of the dress, of course. Right after that, I am going to overlock the edges just to make everything pretty. Now it's time to match the side seam. Be sure that the waistline match perfectly because it just doesn't look right if it's not aligned properly. So I'm just going to pin along the edges here all the way down to the hemline. I have a separate tutorial on how to sew a side seam zipper. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, I'm going to have it linked in the description box below or on the card up here. So I will be doing a basting stitch where the yellow lines are, and I will be doing a regular stitch where the red lines are. After that, I press the seams open. So when I place the zipper on it, it will lay flat and it's going to be much easier for me to sew the zipper. I am using an invisible zipper and it's about 11 inches long. And if you want to, you can also follow the manufacturer's instruction. When you buy a zipper, there is an instruction how to install it. So if you want to follow it, you can do that as well. Now the zipper is done. I am so happy that it turned out so pretty. Now it's time to shorten the dress. So I'm just going to trim off this excess fabric and then I'm going to serge it and hem it. Now it's time to add these beautiful vintage buttons that I found at the thrift store. So I'm just going to eyeball it and place it right here. And then I'm also going to make some buttonholes. If you want to learn how to do that, I also have a tutorial on how to do that. I will have it linked in the description box below or up here on the card. And then I went ahead and hand stitched the buttons and the dress is done. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit that bell button to notify you whenever I post a new video. Yes, I will see you in the next episode. Bye!